Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere, and even earn money. We like that. All in one place for totally free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your cellular telephone or your computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else, those other places that podcasts are heard.
Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free, zero catch. We've been using it ever since we started How Long Gone. And ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel like having the option of turning off the Q&As and the polls on the user dashboard has really helped boost my creativity and take it to another level. I highly recommend giving it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started.
Good morning, TJ. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me today. What a great audience. What a great crowd. I think, everything you guys are doing here is awesome. And, it's just an honor.
Thank you. I was going to have to bump you today because Meghan and Harry are coming on How Long Gone later to kind of, air out their dirty laundry about the Queen, Harry and Kate, etc.
I was gonna get bumped from my own show.
Yeah, unfortunately, they requested that you not be here. It was a little too many voices, and they wanted, they just wanted to kind of, they felt a safe space with me. They thought you were a little combative, is what the PR told me.
3's a crowd, 4, and it's a problem.
Meghan Markle did bang my line and said she read fake accounts, loved our interview. So it's good to hear from her. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of Suits, so it was nice.
I heard that she's been bullying some people. Is that true?
At this point, not smiling and waving to someone is considered bullying, so it's tough for me to keep up.
But whenever I see headlines like that, the government is investigating claims of someone bullying someone, I'm like, okay, never looking at anything like this again.
We have sicked the FBI on this case. We did hear there was some bullying going on 25 years ago in high school, and we're not going to stand for it as America.
We will not sleep a wink until we get to the bottom of this.
I mean, I think bullying, like I've always said, bullying, made me the man who I am, and I wouldn't have been anywhere if I wouldn't have been a fat teen who was told that by meaner people. But
it's true, but also, every generation of people have been saying that about their previous generation of bullies. It's just the bullying, and the bullying has only gotten lesser and lesser over the years. Imagine what a 50s or a 40s bully was like.
Actually, I have to disagree with you on that, TJ. Oh. I think that it's actually I think it's now, unfortunately, it's unavoidable. Whereas in our generation, you would leave school and it's over. Now it's you leave school and Snapchat, you're getting bullied. Twitter, you're getting bullied. Discord, you're getting bullied. Fucking, whatever social media network you're on, you can't escape it anymore. Whereas at least in our generation and generations before that, you weren't tethered to it like they are now.
To quote your fave, Tyler, the Creator, what the fuck is cyberbullying? Just turn your computer off.
Tyler the Creator is not the altar I worship at, but I see his point.
It's basically the same point that you're making of, at least you're able to leave school and find your safe space. To that point, couldn't you just leave, the Discord chat if they're bullying you?
Yeah, but I think what the point is that it's more vicious because it's unavoidable. Whether you're regardless,
and there's not a face to it. You're not having to look somebody in the eye and call them a fat retard.
Well, I think the thing is, if you get called, I would get called fat in 5th period, but then I'd go home and I'm still fat, but no one's telling me that. Whereas, if I'm logging on because I'm trying to check out, I'm just trying to use the internet because that's all we can do, and I turn on any social media network to talk with my friends who don't call me fat. It's unavoidable, is what I'm trying to say. They can find your ass. They can hit you at the 7-Eleven after school when they see you stocking up on sugary candies, and or they can hit you on Snapchat.
Those are the best candies.
Those are the best candies. But yeah, so anyway, Meghan Markle. I mean, look, Meghan Markle is the greatest. She just undid like 1,000 years of British royalty. Like, you know how good the pussy must be? It took some like C-list Canadian actress to undo 1,000 years of like monarchy. Whether it's good or bad, it's interesting.
Yeah,
she's that powerful.
How she could topple an empire.
She's toppled an empire, and I mean, I think we've probably talked about this before, but I have a hard time. It's shocking, but I have a really hard time caring about the royal family and all the gossip that surrounds it.
Give me about 5 minutes to pick my jaw up off the floor.
I know, that's a big jaw.
I do have a very big jaw.
I can't. I just can't care. I find them all so boring, and it's just not compelling. And it's just like, I don't know. You're rich and kind of mean to each other. That's not that interesting.
Maybe it was going to happen, and Meghan was just kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, because I think we've sort of hit the point with transparency of media, and we don't need the fucking royal family anymore. We don't need to care about what some random strangers are doing in a castle.
Speak for yourself.
Like, who gives a fuck?
If they were cool in the castle, it'd be interesting. But I mean, it's also like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna come. They live in LA, and they're gonna make TV shows and podcasts. Like, that's not what we need. We don't need the Harry and Meghan podcast. Like, just like we don't need that's a worse version of Barack Obama and fucking Bruce Springsteen's podcast.
Well, yeah, we need a Posh Spice and
David Beckham.
We need a
David Beckham.
Yeah, if David Beckham and Posh Spice had a podcast, that would be something that I would be interested in hearing. Or Robbie Williams and whoever else he's shagging at the moment. You know, like, if we're gonna get like rich British people, let's get ones that are at least interesting.
Yeah, I just find these people so boring, and they're not even that good looking. Like, I don't know if we're gonna like Prince William is fucking bald. Harry was hot in his time, but he's over the hill. Meghan Markle's a C-list actress. I do think that Kate's sister is bad. But Harry's chick before Meghan was bad as hell. He made I can't remember her name. It's so British, I can't remember it. But they were just, both of those guys just dated like hot aristocrat, you know, horse riding Hermes chicks, and then they settled down with the, you know, they're just not doing it right.
I think that the hot horse riding Hermes chicks, fun to look at, but maybe they didn't want to spend an eternal existence with them.
Bro, it doesn't have to be eternal. You're the fucking prince. Like, just get rid of him when it's like, who cares? If it gets boring, just move on.
At a certain point, a prince has to turn into a king, though, Chris. You know what I mean? You got to settle down at some point.
They're never gonna be king. Well, Harry will never be king. Harry should be doing coke and living at the Chateau Marmont. In my opinion,
that would be sick.
Harry will never be king. William has maybe a chance.
So what happens if none of the princes or like the young gentleman candidates are king worthy? Then there's just no king. Like, one of them has to be the king, right?
It doesn't matter if they're worthy or not. It's like it's a birthright. Like William is, and William's the oldest. What I'm saying is William is the oldest. You know, so then his son would come before Harry. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, like,
for somebody who doesn't care about the royal family, you should know a whole lot about it. I don't know any of these people.
As you do know, Jason, I love hierarchies and gatekeeping. So this is just kind of the original of that. This is like the triple OG gatekeeping.
Yeah, oligarchies, those are hot right now, but you're into.
Yeah, I'm old school. You know, I'm old school. I like things. I like my shit a little different, with an accent, with a spot of tea. You know what I mean?
Anything with Archie in it, I'm happy. You know, I love to rack with the broskies.
Oh, catch me on the slopes. But yeah, I mean, it's hitting the news today because they're doing this big Oprah interview, which is just, yeah.
We got to promote the podcast, right? That's what they're doing.
Yeah, they're promoting their new Netflix deal. They got
making the rounds.
They got a first look deal with Paramount Pictures. You know what I mean? Going to make some content, right? It's going to be so awesome. But I don't know, man. It's not interesting enough for me. I don't know why. I guess them dissenting is just not that. Is not.
Who is our American version of them? Is it Spencer and Heidi? That's pretty much what the equivalent of they are, right?
I wouldn't want to disparage Spencer and Heidi like that.
And Spencer and Heidi are eons more interesting than whoever these people are, you know?
Yeah, they're much more interesting, but it's also because they've been allowed to be themselves outwardly for so long. We've been able to see the real behind the curtain of Spence and Heidi. Whereas the Royals have to keep it buttoned up.
They've been coddled like an egg, not, you know.
Damn, TJ, you didn't have to go that hard, bro.
You know, we had a great response from last week's episode of TJ's cheat day, running through the laundry list of gut-wrenching ingredients.
Let's talk. Well, let's go. We can do an abbreviated version of that, because yesterday I was blessed with an invite from friend of the show, Zach Naminsky, to go to the Undefeated gym.
Yeah, and I know you've been dying to go because you love Undefeated.
I love exceptional training facilities, Jason. That's what this is. This shit is decked the fuck out. They got look. Jason, if we get How Long Gone Nike co-branded sandbags, then we can talk. Okay, they got they got the weights with the logos on it. Everything is just on point. They got bottled water with the logo on it that you just grab when you're thirsty. It's an A+ experience.
Damn, I love Chris moving to LA and turning into an Undefeated thought. Whoever would have thunk it,
dude. I mean, look, if you invite me to an A+ gym and I get to work out with guys who are buffer than me and they're nice, then I'm happy. That's all I need.
What if it's a Kith gym, Chris, for example?
No.
Okay, I need to know where the line is drawn.
That's two very different things, bro.
Okay.
Kith is for fat people. That's why they have an ice cream shop instead of a gym. So think about that, Jason. Also, Kith opened in Paris. What do people do in Paris? They eat bread.
They eat a lot of bread. I just like the simple quote, Kith is for fat people.
I mean, that might be a little extreme, but you know what I mean. But anyway, so I did this very hard descending ladder upper body workout that consisted of I honestly, it's kind of crazy because I was surrounded by all these like tatted bros.
Yeah.
And they were very encouraging to me. I did my heaviest dumbbell chest press I've ever done in my life yesterday.
So you start, when you see the pictures of Maddie Matheson with all the broskies at the Ruka gym,
yeah,
all these tatted up hotties who are like retired surfers, and now they just like married some hot person. They have like really cool children, and they're like, who are these guys? Now you get it.
I get it, and honestly, when they were spotting me when I had my 90-pound dumbbells, I was just, I mean, it's a dream, and I looked happy because I was.
Yeah, that smile on your face, being surrounded by hot, buff, successful, tatted up bros, that was an authentic one.
But anyway, so I get I'm pumped the fuck up. I get a $20 smoothie, and then I rush home. No, actually, I had to hit Creation because of a time.
Oh yeah, I forgot Creation
crunch.
has those. I don't like how the Creation smoothie menu set up. Where like here are these like dumbass broke hoe smoothies. It's $6. It's like it's banana and ice water. And they'll draw a picture of a blueberry on it. And then, if you want an actual drinkable smoothie, yeah, those are $22, of course.
I mean, they did have a crazy amount of adaptogens in it. It was good. I'd never had one before. It was good, but we were in a time crunch
That's fine.
Because I had to go. So I finished this great workout. I'm feeling really pumped up. I have a $20 smoothie full of adaptogens and other just highly beneficial. I
can only imagine.
And then I get a text from you. What kind of donut do you want? And I double check and make sure it's from you, and then I'm like, Jason, did you send this to the right number? You said yes.
Jason, are you stroking out? What's going on?
Yeah, Jason, you struck out. So then
who's the president?
We go to Jam Store World Headquarters to help Sam Jane pack our tote bag orders that did go out. They will go out tomorrow. And you show up with a cup of gas station coffee and a couple apple fritters.
That's right. You're welcome, Chris.
And I don't know if that was the first thing you'd eaten that day.
It was. It definitely was. Yeah, my cheat day, or my cheat weekend was less offensive than the last weekend for sure. But yeah, it was definitely a fritter. And then my life partner was entertaining some friends at the crib yesterday, so there was just a little meze platter going on. I had the time to make a quick roasted carrot hummus that really went down a treat. If for those of us asking.
These simps do roasted garlic, but TJ's doing roasted carrot.
Oh yeah, yeah. The carrots are roasted. The garlic is roasted. It's all thrown into the food processor with the garbanzos, a little tahini, a little lemon juice, a little ice water.
That sounds delicious, Jason. Is that on? I mean, is that Dune level? Would you say?
Dune's probably a little bit better because they're using really good quality tahini, and I was using some Broke Hoe 365, but you know.
Oh no, we don't. Come on, Jason. We don't say 365 on this podcast.
I know. With the episodes where it's just the two of us, I just feel extra compelled to be, open and honest because I like that. I want our listeners to be able to relate to that and be like, you know what? I mean, if Phoebe Bridgers can go to 365,
well,
I would never go inside of 365, but I would use their product every once in a while if it's an emergency.
Honestly, the real issue with 365 is those cursed fridges they have that they like. It feels proprietary, like that you know what I'm talking about? They're like domed,
yeah,
and they slide on either side. I just don't like that.
Like the ones where like the little grab and go pickup things. You get your sushi and your coconut water shit.
Yeah, I just don't like those. I don't like how they work. They just it seems like an unnecessary innovation. It seemed like that didn't need to change. It like you don't need to reinvent the cold freezer in a grocery store.
Shit wasn't broken to begin with.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but
Bezos.
The hummus does sound delicious. Were you able to prepare anything else? Was there a shrimp cocktail available, or was this just kind of?
That's just what I made, and then Bae made a little Greek yogurt onion dip. No, just a plain sea salt kettle chip was going in there. And then she made some cucumber finger sandwiches.
Wow. Speaking of British, what goes into that? Is there a mayo, though?
It's more of you make kind of like a dill lemon cream cheese spread.
Shit.
So you got a little cream cheese. You can mix a little yogurt in there or a little mayo if you want. And then, some fresh herbs. Dill is perfect for it. Maybe a little super finely chopped shallot, salt, pepper, lemon juice. And then you just smear it on like peanut butter. And then you put some sliced cucumbers on there. Cut the crusts off. Cut them into little triangles or rectangles. Line up those rectangles just like an Undefeated logo on the plate. And
let's go.
And the kids just come running. They love it.
But were those light snacks? Was that enough to satisfy a man of your stature after a day of putting tote bags into other bags?
It was enough, but that's unfortunately not where the eating ended, Chris, and I think you know that.
I had a feeling there was going to be more, and I have no idea where this is going. So please take us down the street.
We were parked in the driveway. We're doing an outdoor hang.
Why?
Not everyone is a spreader, Chris.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got confused there. Sorry. I thought we'd already established that COVID
I was
over.
trying to let them know that COVID is over, but they didn't. They didn't love that.
Have you seen the graphic going around? The COVID is over if you want it to be, John and Yoko.
Yes.
I like that. That's a good one.
I got nothing more. If you don't think that's funny, then whatever.
I can't hear you laughing through your double mask and face shield. Could you laugh a little harder?
Yeah. I mean, if you hate the Beatles, that's fine. That's one thing. But that is an iconic piece of artwork.
Iconic.
And war was over if you want it to be. I think a lot of people hated that when that came out, and people probably hate this one too.
So you're sitting outside, but your tummy's growling. Those appetizers weren't enough.
Mm-hmm. Night has fallen. It's cold. It's dipped down into the 50, 55 degrees. Oof. So I had the puffer on. I had, my heat tech was on. I had my
So you had the puffer
layer
on, but let me guess, you weren't able to put on pants, were you?
No, I was wearing sweatpants.
Oh wow, shit. Mm-hmm. Okay, it was cold. Glendale is different. The Valley is different.
I know it is. It gets warmer and it gets colder. But I had that, and then I was drinking some nice natty. Ran out of cigs, so then I was able to pull out my anise cigar imported from Italy.
Oh, yes.
From Davide and Pia.
Shout out to Davide and Pia, great hosts. How those things smell delicious. How was it hitting?
They taste delicious. It's a little mini cigar. It's like they come in different flavors. Anise, I think there's
so. You
like
weren't
chocolate
inhaling
espresso.
though. You're treating this like a cigar.
I was treating it like a cigar, yeah, because it is a cigar. So I was not inhaling it, but I was talking to my friend Dano, who's a cigar head, and he said that he'll do the inhale, keep it in his mouth, exhale, and then like the last 15% of smoke, we'll just do a little tickle, a little cheeky inhale. A little, and then and then on the way out. So that I did that a couple times, but it tasted great. It was sweet, nice anisey. It was a digestive flavor. highly recommend it.
Just to be clear, that's not an appetite suppressant. So what did you stuff into your gullet after you were a little drunk?
We made everyone was like, oh, we're hungry, let's order some food. And like, they were like, let's get some pizza. Should we get some Shake Shack? And I was like, I fucking hate Shake Shack.
So Papa John's it is.
No, we hit the Del Taco run.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This took a turn for the worse.
Took a turn for the best. It was great. I mean, I had to make the best out of a situation. The last thing I want to do is eat food, in my driveway while I'm freezing. But, it is what it is. We spent like $50 there and got an assortment of chicken soft tacos, bean and cheese burritos. I went bold.
We know. So you filled up the Nissan truck bed with a smorgasbord of low rent, low quality Mexican food from a fast food restaurant.
Chris, come on. This is a Latinx friendly podcast.
You're right, but I just don't. Can you imagine me being in a group and being like, "Hey, we're just gonna hit Del Taco. Is that cool?" Like, no, it's not cool. Like, I'm not gonna eat that. Was there no one that was like, hey, could we maybe not? Like, could we get a salad? Is there anything, like, is there any,
No, because it was a group, it was like cold and we're all drinking. Like, I was just drinking.
Yeah, nothing like a comforting soft taco to make me feel warm in the
somebody
months.
Made a joke or somebody suggested, oh, should we order some sweet green? And then everyone laughed hysterically. That's kind of just to set the mood of like where the food narrative
So
was
let me
at.
ask, then the next question is, and I don't want you to name names, but what do these people look like?
Nobody was fat. But there's just a lot of like you're not the target demographic for anyone eating like fast food, Mexican comfort food, stony grinds. No,
and I think everybody should do whatever the fuck they want. I'm joking, but my issue is, I just wouldn't. It's not even about weight. It's about how bad I feel after I do stuff like that. That's what the issue is. It's really not about like caloric intake. It's about like, I'm going to feel bad for 24 hours if I eat something like this.
Yeah. But sometimes, you get a little Stockholm syndrome with feeling bad. Like I used to I'm hungover right now, kind of.
And you like it?
I mean, for right now, I like it. As long as I don't have to do anything against my will when I'm hungover, then I'm totally fine with it. I actually kind of miss it, and I liked it because it was fun for me to be hungover. Back when I was like going out and drinking and DJing and partying all the time, it was kind of like, I don't want to be hungover because I'm gonna have a headache. I'm gonna, my stomach is gonna hurt. I'm gonna feel drowsy and nauseous and all that stuff. But then if you don't have anything to do, if you're just, I guess we could like see a movie and go to Chili's or something, then it's pretty fun. You're silly, you're loopy, you're walking around. You want to go watch a movie, you want to take a nap.
I wondered why you didn't respond to my text asking if you want to do some interval sprints this morning, but now I know why.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like being hungover, but now it's weird now that I'm older, when I get hungover, I still wake up 6 a.m., bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to seize the fucking day. I'm cruising, I'm pumping, I'm doing all my shit, and then around 3 o'clock, just...
The crash happens?
Can't even, like, keep my eyes open, yeah.
No, I understand.
I never get a headache, I never get, like, nausea.
That's good.
But I just get so tired. All I want to do is just lay on the couch and then, watch some bad TV, fall asleep for an hour, order some food. Like, it's just very comforting. If I had a weighted blanket, I would probably use it, but I don't.
I do sometimes. If I don't get enough sleep, that's as close as I feel to hungover at this point.
Yeah.
And I know what you mean. Like, I kind of like it for a certain amount of time, and then I'm like, okay, like, I got to drink my pre-workout and get pumped up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like a poor man's version of a downer, or just like whatever somebody might do. Hold your breath. So you start getting lightheaded, a cheap and simple high.
Yeah, I like to stand up fast now. That's kind of my thing. I just jump up as fast as I can, see if I get a little dizzy.
If you're in NA, that's one of the best highs you can get, probably.
I jump up, you know what I mean? It's not the same, but it's not bad either. It's not bad either. And it's cheap and free. I like my other thrills.
It's an honest high for an honest day's work.
Exactly. Well, did you in a group of that size, the order is quite large. Did you end up consuming maybe more Del Taco than you wanted to?
Of course, but I had the smarts, or somehow this is something that I've never done. Like I've been with friends and they'll do like postmates roulette. Have you heard of that?
Nope.
I'm assuming it's not
we hang out. No, we hang out with a different type of person than I guess. Okay, but please explain to me what this is.
That's when you're like you're with a group of people. Let's say there's like 4 people, and you're gonna like everyone's gonna get together and watch the Golden Globes or Ultimate Fighting is on or whatever it is. You're hanging out. Everyone's hungry, and nobody's able to sort of like decide on what they want to eat. Like nobody can get on the same page. So then you do a Postmates roulette where each person orders Postmates delivery from a different restaurant, whatever they really want.
Oh,
you can order whatever you want and just whatever you truly are feeling.
Sure.
So you can order it, unabashedly without being like, oh, is everyone okay with Baja Fresh? Like you can just order wherever and you don't tell anyone what you got. And it's just a pure mystery until it shows up. And the doorbell rings, you open the door and then like, oh shit, somebody got Subway or something, like whatever it is. And then
I don't like
and then everyone gathers all their food together on the table and then everyone just eats, so you're like, oh, we're having Thai food. Pizza, Subway, and
bro, who is
Ethiopian?
What fucking 22-year-olds are you hanging out with? Who fucking does that? What adult? What over 30-year-old people with brains and income do that
funny.
by choice?
It's like a funny.
That's not funny.
It's a funny thing to do, because it shows up and you're just like, ding dong, who could it be? It's like Mr. Rogers or something like that. Who could be at the door? And then
another overrated order. Yeah, Mr. Rogers and Arby's are both overrated.
And then somebody's like, oh, I had the presence of mind to get dessert for everyone. And you're like, oh, thank God you did that. Or like somebody else, I ordered, a troll order that we're all going to hate, but it's going to be funny type of thing,
That's not funny. Like, that's just not funny. It's like stand-up comedy. It's not working for me.
Comedy is not funny. That's another good quote for you, Chris.
I guess the other thing is I'm constantly forgetting is that this only happens when everyone is stoned. So I'm also
no. This happens when you don't hate your life and yourself. You know
what this is? This is the food version of a board game. It's boring. This is some 35-year-old white people boring ass liberal Biden shit that you guys. Yeah, that's like. Well, we've exhausted things to do. We've had a little bit of wine. There's nothing left for us to talk about, and we're so boring that we need to make a game out of eating. That's what this sounds like to me.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with all of that. You're not wrong, but it's less of we need to because I'm
Postmates for humanity is what this sounds like.
For a person who eats Go macro bars for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, this is not the type of thing that I would expect you to be into. And I also agree that it is the type of activity for bored and boring people in their 30s who have nothing to do, nothing to talk about. But I enjoy doing it, and I'm not one of those people I never get bored. If something gets boring for me, I make it not boring, and I enjoy doing this every once in a while, especially if you have a good group. Like if I was hanging out with Maddie Matheson and TJ, and then some other like cool, fun food people show up, and we're all doing that. We're all stoned as hell. It sounds like a fun thing to do, especially to have you be there watching you squirm around as we're eating.
Yeah, I'll bring over next time we hang out. I'll make sure to bring over the Monopoly Millennial Edition for you too, just so you can have a little, just so you can have a little more fun.
No, because we would all do it. I would order like 12 In-N-Out French fries or something like that. That would be like a funny thing to do. Maddie's ordering Del Taco, and then you order like M Cafe kelp noodle salad for everyone, and everyone has a laugh. You're showing your personality, and then you actually eat a couple fries because it sounds funny. Maddie Matheson's like, "Oh, these kelp noodles are actually kind of bomb," and then that's how I think America's a melting pot, Chris, and this is a great way to bring all cultures together.
Stop pitching your bad TV show idea on our podcast. I don't have time for this shit, bro. We have other stuff to talk about besides this your bad millennial trend setting you're trying to do. Unbelievable. A natty wine, a fun food ordering game. What a fun weekend. We had a great weekend. We went to the farmer's market, and then we went to Cookbook, picked up some stuff, but then actually we got a little bit stoned. We had some edibles, right? And then we didn't know what to eat, so we all just ordered something different. And yeah, Jason called it Postmates roulette. So it was so fun. It was so fun.
Do you know what
That's
Chris
what you sound
did?
like, bro.
He sat in his bedroom alone, laid in bed, and watched YouTube videos of the 90s, and then ate a Go macro bar and went to bed at 7:45. Wasn't that
Still
awesome?
Better.
Isn't that
still
loco?
better? I steal better. At least I didn't bring anyone.
His mind.
At least I didn't bring all my friends down with me. It could, at least I died. I died alone with pride. You know what I mean? I'm fine. I would rather die on that hill. Oh,
yeah.
that's
I picked out whatever my workout, what my outfit was going to be for berries tomorrow. Drank water for dessert. Went to bed at 7:45.
I mean, look, you saw me yesterday sucking on a gallon. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing for me to put down some water.
I like when you get into workout black mode, because normally you're only drinking a Fiji or an Erewhon bottle of water, but when you have to hit the undefeated gym with the broskies,
yeah,
you do a rare Arrowhead water, which is something that's very off brand.
It's because. Well, I wasn't proud of it, but I stopped if you stop at a gas station in East LA, what else is there? They don't have what I'm looking for. And unfortunately,
I like that Silver Lake is East LA.
No, but
once you pulled up into the barrios of I found a neighborhood called Los Feliz. And I went in and I had to move all the horchata aside, and I said, "Pardon, tiene agua."
No, they didn't.
¿Cómo se dice?
No, this was because I stopped for the water close to the studio because after my pump, I was feeling extremely, extremely thirsty. So I was like, I'm going to be sitting with these two idiots, and it's a good stable time with the bathroom right there where I can just really suck down this water and make sure I'm hydrated.
No, I'm not hating. I think anytime you're a workout person and you show up with the gallon of water, be it the big jug with the sippy sport cap or just an Arrowhead from the gas station, it's a sign that you're going to do some grown man business. You're going to do some serious work, and never fuck with people who show up to the gym with the gallon. They will ether you on site.
As much as I love the gallon,
unless it's Chris.
Yeah, exactly. As much as I love hydration, I don't. That was the first time I've maybe ever done it in public yesterday. I can't take it to the gym. I do it at home. Like I finish my workout, I have the gallon on deck, and then I sip through the day. But I try to get done mid-afternoon.
I think it's a good look for you to show up amongst, the blue collar workout folks and show them that you're just an everyday,
I'm just a guy like them.
An everyday Joe gym rat.
Uh-huh.
It has a very yang gang energy, like, hola, fellow workouters. I too enjoy the fine waters of Arrowhead.
First of all, there's nothing I want to put off less than yang energy, so I'll make sure to never do that again. Mm-hmm. But I do. No,
you make yang look cool, Chris, and you should own that.
Fuck you. The thing is, all these people on the internet are using these like corny gallon water bottles that have like encouraging phrases on them as you sip more water. And I'm just like, you can't steal the swag from the workout community and then make it corny. It's like painting your room millennial pink or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, if you have a jug of water that says "I'm about to make Monday my bitch," you're definitely not going to make Monday your bitch.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So I stick to the 99-cent if I can. 365 Whole Foods brand spring water is my kind of go-to.
You heard it here first.
Yeah,
move over, strategist.
Exactly. I hit Whole Foods.
You should do a strategist post top 10 gallons of water.
Well, out here, it's funny because I think just because LA's so dry, but you see people at Whole Foods like with a cart full of gallon jugs. Mm-hmm. Like that's really common to see, and I don't see that anywhere else.
Yeah, usually
like alkaline water specifically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whenever I see the person with the gallon, I'm like, oh, this person does like boxing.
Yeah,
you're doing like a cool badass workout like boxing, something like that.
Are you saying I'm not? You're saying that what I'm doing is not cool or badass? Is that
no? You're doing some big work. You're not actually punching people, but you're doing a boxing level of athleticism, and you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to punch people. I just feel like boxing is really interesting to me as a workout because I think it's very difficult, and I think once you get it, like the rhythmic part of it seems like fun. But I don't know. I just can't. I got to try it. I guess I've literally never done it. I've never done a class. I've never done kickboxing. I've never done any of it. Have you tried it?
I did a kickboxing class once, and it ended very badly. I kicked the heavy bag, and I hit it in like the wrong spot of my shin, and then like like my ankle, and then like on my shin there was like a giant, like the skin bubbled up. It looked like I got punched in the face or something like that. And the instructor was like, "Yeah, don't. We should probably just stop for today."
I mean,
like it was like a blood cyst type of thing going on.
Damn. I mean, I do. It's appealing to me.
I have a lot of leg power.
Of course, those
Hashtag fixed gear.
Those sticks aren't doing much, bro. But we should, while we're talking about your legs, one of my favorite topics. We should talk about your knee injury, because Jason's feeling. We were supposed to play tennis today, but Jason has hurt himself a little bit and it's flaring up. So I just wanted to make sure. Mm-hmm. Are you feeling better? Are you feeling better today? I know you have the acupuncture appointment tomorrow, but how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling 100% better than I was yesterday. I think what happened was I'm learning that. Yeah, I know. Thank God. But I'm learning that wearing when I wear the knee brace, it works better when I'm wearing the knee brace just being around the house cruising. Mm-hmm. But if I work out, if I go for like a long walk, or I do a kettlebell or a jump rope or whatever session with the knee brace on, it actually ends up making it feels better while it's happening. But when I take it off and for the rest of the day, it gets like really inflamed and painful. So I think I had to kind of like learn the hard way how that all works. But I'm feeling much better. I think by tomorrow, once I get my acupuncture sorted, I will be able to go back to beating you at tennis with ease.
Thank God. I wanted to have a nice Sunday. It's an overcast day here in LA, so I'm glad we skipped it. I don't like to.
Plus, I'm just really busy today.
Oh, really? Yeah, just Sunday because you went to church. Did you go to the sunrise service?
No church for me, but I actually am. I have to like edit and upload a bunch of other podcasts for some other people today. Just sometimes the Sunday gets real busy.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Oh, I forgot. Monday's your Sunday, right? That's what you say. You're one of
Monday.
Those people.
Yeah, Monday is my Sunday, baby.
Classic cocktail waitress bottle rat behavior.
Yeah, I am a stewardess. I am a DJ. I'm a cocktail waitress. I'm front of house and back of house TJ. My life is not like yours.
No, it's really not. And that's we are the yin and yang, no Andrew of podcasting.
But the problem is now that I have met Chris Black and adopted his work hard, live hard lifestyle. When I do have my Monday off, which is then my Sunday, I don't have time to do anything I want. I don't have time to do stuff I want, let alone stuff I don't want to do. So for my Monday day off, it's like, oh, I have to like change this light bulb and fix that thingy. And
I like to send over a Google Doc of your chores Sunday night. So that you kind of know what you're getting into, because I don't like you to wake up surprised. I'm kind of a nice guy in that way.
Yeah, you're actually, of all the producers that I work with, you're really good at sending those call sheets early, because I hate getting them last minute and I'm like, oh, I'm about to watch the fucking Woody doc and now I gotta go through the spreadsheet.
No, I did watch some new Netflix content last night. The Mormon thing.
The Mormon thing. So you didn't watch Jas, my dog trainer, bro?
I'm never gonna watch that. Unfortunately, though,
Chris, break.
Netflix is Murder Among the Mormons is what it's called. It's a true crime thing, but it's I had no idea. I mean, I don't know much about the Mormon faith except they're all hot, but there is.
They are not all hot.
They're pretty hot though. They like care about their appearance more than fat Christians. You know what I mean? Like they're
okay. I get
it. They're known for that. But
so hotter than Christians.
But the weirdest part about this is it was made by the director of Napoleon Dynamite, which is really funny, and I didn't know that until, which is so sick. He contains multitudes, but it's just. I just didn't know. It's basically about these guys that are uncovering. I mean, I don't want to give it away, but it's basically about like Mormon documents and how important all these documents are to the history of the religion.
All the scrolls and shit.
Exactly, because they like prove things, but then obviously that comes with a caveat, and there's issues, and blah blah blah, and but the apex is like a bombing murder. So it's pretty interesting. But
when you say bombing, are we talking about like freights?
No, we're not talking about fill-ins. We're talking about me showing up to your and dropping off a package at your house that says Jason Stewart, and you open it and then it blows up and you die. Oh, Mormons be crazy, bro. The Church of Latter-day Saints, but it's about like forgery and money and murder and like just freaks. It's good. It's good so far.
So you liked it?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't finished it.
Forgery hive stand up,
because I did, of course, fall asleep at 8:45. So I did miss some of it, but we plan to finish it today. It feels right to finish it on the Lord's Day.
Were you friends with any Mormon people growing up, or currently now?
I didn't really know any Mormons growing up. I don't know if they have a stronghold in the South.
I don't think they do.
You know what I mean? So I don't think that's part of it, but I don't think I know any. I mean, besides the killers, I don't think I know any.
Are they all Mormon? Just the hot ones?
I think Brandon Flowers definitely is. I don't know about the rest. I think there's a lot of Mormons in Hollywood though.
Or I knew a lot of Mormon people growing up when I was in high school. Like next door to Huntington Beach is a city called Fountain Valley.
Yeah.
And there's for some whatever reason a stronghold of Mormons over there.
I just don't really understand what they believe in, to be honest. I haven't ever looked into it.
I mean it is kind of like a subdivision of Christianity or Catholicism, but it involves one guy.
Yeah, it's got the guy. That's part of the doc. Is like there's just like one guy, which is always
it's basically that guy kind of like broke off or branched off and wrote sort of his version of the way the Bible should be. So it's kind of like it's very similar, but there's a few other different things. And I know there's like the weird stuff with like fucking through a sheet so you don't see the person, and like there's like weird stuff with losing your virginity.
That just sounds like a ghost fetish to me.
For those of us who have one, it's a great way to kind of skirt around that. But everyone I know,
you're a sheet hive. The sheet stays on.
Every single person I know who was a Mormon, like you would hang out with them in middle school, when you're like 11 or 12, and be like, oh, the Mormon kid's just kind of weird. Like you couldn't. They all look the same. Mormons also usually have a big head for some reason. Big old Mormon melon on them.
I need to look into my lineage then, because if that tracks, then I am definitely Mormon.
The parents will let their kids hang out with the Mormon kids, but you kind of have to keep an eye on them. There's always something off with them, but it was never like a dangerous thing. It'd be like, he might be into like lighting fires a little too much or something like that. And then once you hit the high school age, it was kind of like Boy Scouts with me. Once you hit the high school age, you're like, oh, like I can't be into this stuff anymore if I'm going to be like trying to get my dick wet and have cool friends. Like I have to like stop being into like tying knots and going to camp, and I have to start, learning how to skate and play guitar and,
Thank God.
And I think it's the same thing with Mormonism. Like all my Mormon friends and people I knew, once you get to high school, they kind of grow out of it because they realize if you stick with a life of Mormonism, you're going to turn out into a goddamn freak.
Yeah, you're going to turn into a freak. I mean, but yeah, I'm gonna finish it. It's a 3-part series, so it's a light lift. But I mean, I wanted to also talk about some stuff that's like a little more serious, and it's gonna disappoint you pretty greatly.
I love serious talk, Chris. Let's get into it, baby. I'm just hungover enough.
I mean, one of the bands that I know that you've kind of idolized for years, and you play a lot in the Tesla when you pick me up, and we play it a lot as outro and intro music for this podcast.
Don't say it. Don't you dare say it.
Mumford and Sons. They have the Mumford and Sons banjo player. Have unfortunately, he has endorsed a right-wing troll. And it's gonna affect our relationship to the music. I can't separate. Andy Nijo, I guess, he wrote a book called Unmask: Inside Antifa's Radical Plan to Destroy Democracy. And Winston Marshall, the banjo player from Jason's favorite band, Mumford and Sons, on Twitter said, "Finally had the time to read your important book. You're a brave man."
Okay, so it was a book basically saying that the group that is against fascism is bad. I assume that there's multiple banjo players in Mumford and Sons, but
actually,
one of them...
I actually think this is Winston Marshall is the only banjo player.
Okay. So the string section of Mumford and Sons thinks that he's got a lot of interesting ideas.
Yeah, it seems like, look, he's just saying it was a good read. I don't know if it's like a full endorsement.
It's not a full endorsement, but the book is doing important work.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Antifa is going to ruin our
retweets.
country.
Retweets are not endorsements, as they say, Jason. You know what I mean? So maybe this isn't. Okay. I think you can choose to read this as you want, but I just wanted to soften the blow and tell you about it. I want you to hear it from a friend before you heard it from a website.
Yeah, I saw a little bit that Mumford and Sons was trending, but I did not. I'm always afraid to click on it because I fear that it could, we as Mumford fans, this day is always around the corner. It could happen at any time. But it makes you wonder, how does a band of that size not have like the PR, in control of something
Jason,
like that?
It's the banjo player, bro. This guy probably isn't even. This guy probably doesn't even get cut in on profits. You know what I mean? This guy is not involved in the publishing deal. You know what I mean?
Right. But it's always those people who, with the least to lose are the ones who let it spray the most. You know?
Well, mercifully, the book has now been blurbed by both Winston Marshall, the banjo player from Mumford & Sons, as well as esteemed television host and talking head Tucker Carlson. So you can pick... You can show your allegiance to either of those gentlemen by purchasing this book if you are interested in that. Again, retweets are not endorsements.
Look, Tucker, he's great. We all know that, right? He's a great orator.
Yeah, exactly. It's
that's
like when people...
That's what David Cho says.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he says, say what you want about the guy's politics. The guy's a great orator. And I'm like, I never noticed that, David, but I guess, I see it.
I guess I see some.
It is a hot take, though.
It is. It's very. I mean, it's dangerous. I would say, but I don't.
Incendiary.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm not going to read this book. I've just got a stack on the. I've got a stack on the bedside that's just a little too deep right now. The most fascinating thing about social media is that people in positions of power that have a lot to lose cannot stay off it. It's like, I don't like you could read this book and you could enjoy it and believe all of it, but if you know this is going to fuck up your pockets, why would you put it? Why don't you talk to your other friends who get on your Discord and talk to your friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like it's like when the Kardashians fucking videotape the vacation in the middle. Like, you can just go on vacation and no one would know, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to put up the thoughty photo from the resort to tell everyone that you're at the villa in Mexico. Like, you don't have to do that. And it's like, even these low-level influencers do that. I'm like, you're gonna fuck up your bag because you just can't resist the post. It's crazy.
When you're in a band of that size, like Mumford & Sons, it's the same thing as when you're employed by, a large company. And if you say something like that, that's going to piss everyone off, Mr. Mumford is going to have to be like, bro, like, how do you want to do this? Do you want me to write your letter of resignation, or do you want to do it? Like, you're the banjo player. Like,
we can replace you. It's time to walk the plank.
If you say some shit, obviously it's going to have a big backlash, and festival bookers might drop us, and fans are going to tweet about it. Like, it's real easy to lose you because you are not necessary right now. Unless maybe he really is that good of a banjo player, and he's like, I wish you would try and quit me. I am this band, bitch.
Unfortunately, I believe there are session players that could take his place. They might not have to look down. They might not look like a chimney sweep enough. But we can fix that. You know what I mean? We can fix that. And I moving on from that tragic news, but we did have some better news, and that's the announcement of Furnace Fest in Birmingham, Alabama, that I attended, I believe, in high school. But the lineup,
I had never heard of it.
It only happened a couple times, if I remember correctly. But Birmingham obviously is super close to Atlanta, so it was an easy one for us. I could go for the day. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know they had enough of an infrastructure to have a music festival in Alabama.
Birmingham is actually quite sophisticated, and there's a lot of money there. So don't look. We'll talk about flyover states, but southern states, we need that stronghold for our upcoming tour.
That's true.
But to get back to the point, Furnace Fest, September 24th, 26th. I mean, it's absolutely stacked. We're talking. We've got Taking Back Sunday, for God's sakes. We got 18 Visions, Jason's favorite. We've got, Further Seems Forever, former guest of the show. Cartel, my former client, is fucking playing. Code 7, one of the shittiest hardcore bands to ever exist, has reunited for this. Stretch Armstrong, one of the worst bands I've ever seen live over and over, has reunited for this. Shai Hulud, underappreciated legends. Mayday Parade, Turnstile, Current Day. We got Hot Water Music, Boy Sets Fire. It's Hatebreed, Jason's other favorite. Ugh. Me Without You, Phoebe Bridgers' favorite, is on this. So it's a stacked lineup. But Jason, I'm seeing a glaring omission from this lineup.
Okay,
and I think you see it too, don't you?
Yeah, it is the How Long Gone stage.
The How Long Gone stage is just not on the flyer, and unfortunately, Jason and I are going to work diligently this week. We need to get added to this bill.
Yeah,
How Long Gone?
If our listeners have any ins with this music festival, send our name to whoever you need to, because
send our EPK. Send our EPK to the booking agent, because the fact that we are not sandwiched between the Get Up Kids and Hatebreed, who else could do that? What other podcast could appear here? I think maybe we should we just host the whole thing? Like a radio DJ would do at the Christmas show.
Yeah. Like of the almost acoustic Christmas.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like Chris and TJ come out. We're like, yeah, up next, the casket lottery. You know what I mean? We just get it popping.
Wow,
is that not a good
Andrew
idea?
WK, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't that something?
I think
keep it going for Under Oath.
Not only keep it going for Under Oath, to give a clap for the higher power in the house tonight. I think that we could either host it. I think we could do a How Long Gone live from Furnace Fest. I think we could also go and interview a handful of these artists for the Furnace Fest YouTube or TikTok page.
Yeah, I think what we want to do for this is something kind of similar to the Bravo pre-award show kind of thing. We'll do the red carpet looks. We'll talk to everybody and figure out what to do, like how fat everyone got, how their tattoos didn't age well.
How Long Gone live from the Furnace Fest red carpet is I mean, if that isn't a sell-in to countless sponsors, Liquid Death, go ahead and bang our line.
I was just going to say, what brand is going to have to power this activation? I'm
thinking Cash App, Macbeth Footwear, Liquid Death canned water. I don't know. I mean, that might be enough. Honestly, I don't know if we need more than that.
There's a couple glaring errors already on this. I mean, whose idea was it to have Taking Back Sunday play on Saturday? Like, that's
Taking Back Sunday.
Why not have them play on Sunday, guys? Kill Switch Engage just couldn't make those dates switch.
Maybe it was too on the nose. They felt, you know what I mean. But I honestly felt the disrespect I felt from not being included in this. There's no other podcast. There's no other people that could host this. Who else knows Piebald songs and is on Spotify? I think maybe it's Spotify gets involved. You know what I mean? And we maybe get down there. Let me call what's the guy's name? Daniel Elk. Let me call him.
Get Elk on the horn.
Get Elk. There's a little bit of a time difference.
Elk. There's this band called Zayo. They don't have a ton of monthly streams right now, but I think
we should look. If Evergreen Terrace can play this, we can play this. I just honestly, when I look at the lineup on this, I feel like a 45-minute How Long Gone live podcast at Furnace Fest is more appealing than I would say 98% of the bands on this list.
You know what? I've been talking a lot about the NFTs and all that stuff. I'm going to mint my first NFT, which is going to be you get to get a one of one unique video of 18 Visions kicking my ass for 15 minutes. I'll just sit there, hands tied behind my back, and 18 Visions kicks my ass. I'll start the bidding at $78,000.
To sweeten the pot, though, for that, you have to be dressed up like 18 Visions while they beat your ass. So you can't go in there with your Arc'teryx shorts and your cowgirl sweatshirt. We need you in a studded belt, skin tight jeans, bangs that are blue, and a lot of jewelry.
Okay, I need to see if the Diesel store is open on Sunday because I have a lot of shopping to do.
Luckily for you, Jason, 18 Visions and them jeans, both big fans of the sleeveless tee. So you already have that going for you.
They will hopefully pull a few punches knowing that we are both having our guns out.
I mean, look, if we are unable to perform due to other contractual obligations, or the Furnace Fest booking team is not able to meet our ask, which is small monetarily, but it is first class travel for us and security, as well as 2 hotel rooms at the Four Seasons Birmingham, as well as
it might just be 3 of the seasons.
Exactly, it's this 2 seasons in Birmingham. But then we'll be flying into Hartsfield Jackson, Atlanta to visit my parents, of course. So we'll need a car service to and from. Escalade preferred, late model Suburban if an Escalade's not available. And I don't mean to let the listeners into this kind of negotiation background, but this is unfortunately we felt so disrespected that we had to take this online.
Yeah, and that is our last and final offer, Furnace Fest.
Yeah, we don't need a green room because we'll be in and out so fast that we actually won't even have time to drink the Mountain Valley.
Yeah,
so don't worry about
it.
Jason's going to take his bottle of Casamigos in the car. I will have provided red Solo cups that do have the little chalkboard so he can write his name on it with his finger.
Yeah, and if my mixers are warm, there's going to be hell to pay. I won't go on stage.
But otherwise, I mean, I think this is a pretty fair offer. And I think that, look, if they can't bump scary kids scaring kids for How Long Gone, then I think your festival is truly fucking up in a major way.
It's time for you to take a good hard look in the mirror, Furnace Fest, if that's where your priorities lay.
Yeah. I know the Furnace Fest organizers are probably still at church right now, but when they listen to this podcast, it's a strong talking to. We didn't mince words, Jason.
We did not mince words, much like the lyrics of From Autumn to Ashes.
Yeah,
not a word was minced.
Not a word was minced, and that's how we're going to keep it. And that's also what we bring to the stage. That's what we bring to the stage. Some of these other live podcasts, it doesn't really hit the same, Jason, but I think I feel confident that we can keep this energy on the road, and I hope you feel the same way.
I do, and I have been wondering now that, venues are opening back up. I think April 1st in Cali, they're going to start having, How Long Gone-sized locations opening back up, like Dodger Stadium and things like that. Of course, at a limited capacity, but,
Look,
it's time I've had to start ideating what the live show was going to be. We've been meeting with, various agencies, Kanye's lighting guy. He won't leave us alone. Just trying to figure out how do we take what this is and make it, a stage show that is unforgettable.
I know. I watched that Beyonce doc again. I was like, we can do this. I mean, this is not, you know what I mean? This is not like obviously. Yeah,
homecoming tour, the How Long Gone homecoming tour.
It's not going to be a problem for us, and we're able to. Luckily, because of our deep connections, in the music world, we are able to get the greatest, front of house sound, stage design, movement coaches. It's not going to be an issue for us to bring a really quality performance that's going to make the $300 VIP ticket worth it. And if you do pay the extra $200 for the meet and greet, like I said, you can touch Jason, you cannot touch me. And we take the photos.
It's hotter that way.
We get final approval. So don't bring your little sister in that's sick and say we don't care. We
unless she paid for a ticket.
Yeah, and everybody's paying $200 on the dash. And there are no exceptions to that rule. If you do want guest list, definitely hit Jason. Do not hit me. I will be giving no guest list passes out. Drink tickets, you already know Jason's got those.
Yeah, if you want to get backstage, you're gonna have to dump them out, fellas. You know what I'm saying? I need to see a little skin. And I know Beyonce in that video, didn't she have she had a whole 100-piece marching band? That was the vibe for it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to hire the My Chemical Romance blank parade.
Yes,
whatever the Black Parade, the Furnace Fest version of that drum line.
Damn. We could get hosted
honestly, by Travis Barker. He's the drum line conductor.
Obviously Travis Barker is actually So the finale of the How Long Gone live at Furnace Fest will be a Jason Stewart, Travis Barker DJ live drum set, like we're at LAX in 2008. And Jason,
could you imagine?
Yes, I could.
I close out the stage on Sunday like Daft Punk at Coachella in 2007. Bro, if you weren't there, you weren't there. I'm sorry. You can watch the video of it, but when Them Jeans and Travis Barker did their 2-hour set, we'll go home and get wicked.
I was absolutely levitating when Jason and Travis Barker did that AC/DC mashup. I absolutely lost my shit. The Molly kicked in. I saw Jesus.
And A-Track was in the front row. He was doing the I'm not worthy Wayne's World thing to me. Oh, man. Trizzy, thank you for supporting.
Trizzy, always
thank you for supporting a real Scratch Master.
Oh yeah, and Trizzy, get in touch. We could negotiate the rights for Fool's Gold to release that live set on Gatefold 12-inch. We don't have that. My connections are mostly in kind of the rock world, so we do need some help in the EDM community.
The rock world.
Also Warp, if you want it, you can get it too. But anyway, oh man, I mean, I'm excited now, Jason, because I think this is really going to happen. I think come September, we're going to be on this will be the finale of our tour. Really, This will probably be the closing. Once we do, basically, we're just going to route the tour through all the states that are opening. So we'll get in touch with all the local officials, find out who's opening next, and then we're set.
Local officials.
Yeah, I'll bang the line of some local officials, and we'll get the intel, and then we'll just be hitting all these states as they come, doing a couple shows, doing a couple meet and greets, going to some local eateries, shaking hands with fans,
pounding the pavement.
Exactly. Hopefully patronizing some local boutiques, and then and then we'll end it in Atlanta. We'll have a nice dinner with my parents, and we'll take the Escalade to Alabama to really shock the world.
Chris, I mean, it's time that we need to stop this podcast immediately. Go by the URL of the name of our tour, The South Will Pot Again.
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely what it is, because these liberal northern states, they might not open until 2025. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like Delaware, it could never open again. I don't even know. You know what I mean?
Unless it's Maine. It's going to be a while before we're up to those damn Yankee states.
I'm praying for us. I'm praying for the Furnace Fest guys, because the negotiations are going to be tough.
I'm praying for the Mormons. I'm praying for my stomach for the rest of the day.
I'm always praying for your stomach. I'm always praying for your stomach.
Yeah, so I've got my acupuncture tomorrow. Wish me luck. Once I get my ouchie, my multiple ouchies, I'll be ready to hit the tennis courts with you again.
Thank God. Jason, it's been a pleasure podcasting with you guys. If you missed any of the shows last week, I implore you to go back on your Spotify application, on your Anchor application, on your Apple Podcast application, and listen to Phoebe, the wonderful songstress Phoebe Bridgers, Grammy-nominated artist. Our chat with her was fun.
Great pod.
Author of Fake Accounts, Lauren Euler, was also exceptional. We're bringing more podcasts to you all fucking week long. The tote bags have been shipped out. We have some new shit on Deckington. We're making a lot more of the mud. We'll be at your local purveyor.
Mud 2.0 coming to a Erewhon near you.
Mud 2.0 coming to your local larder.
We're gonna shut your local provisional shop down, bitch.
Yeah, your little local boutique grocery store where your mom says it's too expensive, that's where you can find mud.
And also, don't forget to listen to How Long Gone Radio. Great episode. We covered the new Drake release.
Damn, we didn't even talk about Drake today because we talked about it so much on How Long Gone Radio. But yeah, the new Drake release sucks. But you figure that out.
That's the Cliff's Notes. But go listen to How Long Gone Radio only on Spotify, and you can really hear us get into it. You know what I'm saying?
You can, and then you can listen to it too. That's the beauty of Spotify. All right, Jason. Well, I love your work, bro, and I hope the knee feels better. I can't wait to get back on the court with you. And don't eat anything that I wouldn't eat today. Okay?
You got it. I'm going to keep it real clean. It's going to be gluten-free pasta tonight. Don't worry, Chris.
You already know. Lentil boys. I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.